Hi and welcome to Spice and Pans. I'm Roland and today we are making teriyaki pork chops using a super easy teriyaki sauce to give you those glossy restaurant style flavors right at home. It's perfectly sweet, savory and sticky with a beautiful umami depth. To make this a complete comforting meal, you can pair it with some simple stir-fried cabbage and a hot bowl of miso soup. So if you want a quick Japanese dinner fix, let's start cooking. Hi friends, before we start cooking, you probably know my wife Jamie as the person who's always behind the camera. Well, she recently started a new career. It's something she's been working very hard on. So I'll let Jamie tell you herself.
Hi everyone, I'm now a property advisor in Singapore. If you, your family and friends are thinking about buying, selling, renting or investing property in Singapore, I hope you think of me. Just send me a WhatsApp message for a chat. Thank you for always supporting us. It really means a lot to us.
Alright, enough talking, let's start cooking. Now we are going to prepare our pork collar before we marinate them. I have with me over here approximately 440 grams of pork collar. I asked the butcher to cut into 1 inch thickness for me. So this is about 5 pieces. Preparing the pork is very easy. Put it on your chopping board. Take a knife or a cleaver. Now just do this. Now the reason why I'm doing this, firstly, is so that the marinade can get into the pork much easier. Secondly, sort of tenderize the pork. And thirdly, when you pan fry it, it will not cur up that easily. Continue to do this until you finish the 5 pieces and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now we're going to marinate our pork. Add in 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, about 50 milliliters of water. This will make the pork chop or pork collar very juicy. Add in a few dashes of white pepper, 3 cloves of garlic, lightly smashed, put it in. About 10 grams of grated young ginger, just squeeze out the juice. Don't throw away the pulp, you'll use the pulp to make the sauce later. Just put it aside. And now using your clean right hand, just mix it up. Slowly mix them up well. We want the pork chop to absorb as much of the water as possible. Mix it up well until there's not too much of a water left. Like this will be good. And lastly, add in 1 tablespoon of corn flour. This will help tenderize the pork. Now if you want to add in a little bit of soda powder or baking powder, you can also to further tenderize this. But I'm just using corn flour because some of my family members don't like the taste of baking soda. So we just mix them up well and we'll leave it in the fridge to marinate for at least an hour. I'll see you back in a while. Now we'll start to pan fry our pork chop or pork collar. Heat up a pan or wok, add in a little bit of oil. I've marinated my pork for approximately 2 hours or so. Make sure that you remove it from the fridge and let it rest at room temperature for approximately 20 to 30 minutes before we fry them. Swirl the oil around a little bit. I'm using medium heat over here. You can do the same. Don't turn up the heat way too high. These are our pork chops. Remove the garlic, but don't throw them away because we'll be using the garlic to cook down our sauce later. Just place it flat on the pan, like this. Now don't turn up the heat too high. Medium or medium low will be fine. My pan is big enough, but if yours is not, then you fry them in 2 separate batches. Cooking the pork chop through will take approximately 10 minutes or so. Every 2 minutes or so, we'll flip it to the other side. We want to have a very even browning on our pork chop. The remaining marinade, just throw them away. We need the pork chops to be cooked through, and we want to brown them beautifully. Right, don't move them first. About 1.5 to 2 minutes has gone by. Let's just check our pork chops. Have a look at the other side. Slightly brown, we'll turn it to the other side. We need to keep on doing this until they are cooked through. And they smell fantastic right now. Really, really nice. I'll cook the other side for about 1 to 2 minutes before flipping them over again. Now sometimes when the sides of the pork chop curl up, just press them down a little bit. You want the char to be really, really even. Now if you don't want something that is fatty like this pork collar, you can actually ask for pork loin, but with a little bit of fat, actually it's juicier and it's slightly more tender. It's been about 2 minutes or so. Let's have a look at the other side. Right, a little bit charred like this. We'll flip it over again. Now in case you're worried that your pork chops are not cooked through, don't worry, because later when we cook the sauce, you add in the pork chops to be simmered together. Now if you do not want to pan fry your pork chops, you can actually air fry them also. Just spray a little bit of oil on them, put inside your air fryer, turn the heat up to 180 degrees Celsius, and on each side, we'll just air fry them for approximately 8 to 10 minutes and you'll be done. But of course, when you fry them, it's actually juicier. 2 minutes is up. I'll turn it to the other side. Look at how pretty the pork chops are. Now we'll fry them for another 2 minutes before we remove them and prepare our sauce. Another about 2 to 2.5 minutes has passed. Our pork chop now is approximately 80% to 90% cooked. We'll now remove them from the pan. Now we'll turn off the heat and wipe down our pan before we cook our sauce. I've wiped down the pan and the pan is still very hot, so I'm just going to use medium-low heat now. We will prepare our sauce. Now add a little bit of oil inside here. Now I'm going to add in half a big onion, sliced in like this. Now this is optional, but onion and pork chops go very well together. So put them in. I'm just going to flavor up the oil. Now we just need to soften the onion a bit to get the flavor out. Keep moving them around. Once your pan is no longer that hot, we can turn the heat up to medium. Onion gives a very natural sweetness to our sauce. Hence, this is also part of the reason why I'm using onion over here. Actually, standard teriyaki sauce consists of mainly mirin, sake, water, soy sauce, as well as sugar. But we are doing it our way over here using whatever we have in our kitchen. And it still tastes fantastically good. Once the onion has softened, we'll add in our water. Add in 100 milliliters of water, 100 milliliters of mirin. Now if you do not have mirin, just substitute this for the same amount of water plus a little bit more sugar, maybe about half a teaspoon or so. Add in 50 milliliters of light soy sauce. Teriyaki sauce is very sweet, hence we are adding in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. If you do not have brown sugar, you can always substitute this with cane sugar, white sugar, no problem. Now, just now the pulp from the ginger, as well as the garlic that we use to marinate our pork, put it all in. Give it a good stir. Now we'll add in our pork. Add in everything. Let them cook in the sauce. Separate them out a little bit. Put the lid on, and without turning down the heat, we'll simmer this for 5 minutes before we flip it to the other side. I'll see you back in a while. 5 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Wow, pretty. I love the look. Now we flip it to the other side. Now we don't have to put on the lid or cover anymore. We just cook down the sauce. The pork chops are basically cooked already. Wow. Now how do we know whether the sauce is ready or not? Just use a clean spoon. Put the spoon in the sauce itself. It should cling on very tightly onto the spoon. This might take another maybe a minute or so. Now of course if you want more sauce so that you can put some of the sauce on your rice, you can basically serve this now. But I like my sauce to be a little bit thicker so that the flavor is more intense. I love the savoriness, the sweetness with the pork chops, and of course on my steamed rice. Now of course you can taste the sauce and see how you like it to be, whether it's savory enough, whether it's sweet enough. Oh, fantastic, love it. Now this is basically how I like my sauce to be, very thick and syrupy. Just to show you how the sauce looks like when it's ready, using a clean spoon, dip it in, right? It should cling on tightly like this. The sauce is done. To finish it off, I'll be sprinkling some white sesame seed. This will give this dish an additional very nice flavor. Now, of course, this is optional. You can add so or not, it's really up to you. And now it's time for our lunch. And now the dish is done. Let's have a taste. Oh, smells absolutely fantastic. You can smell the beautiful aroma from the ginger, the onions. Let's just taste this. Tender, sweet, savory. Let's try this, the sauce on the rice. This is really fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and now it's your turn to cook. Very tender, very juicy. Like a Japanese char siu, very good.